On episode 309 of the 40 Plus Fitness Podcast, we meet Audrey Johns and discuss her book, Lose Weight by Eating, Detox Week. You can find the full show notes for this episode at 40plusfitnesspodcast.com/309. Have you decided you're ready to make a change? To reclaim your health and fitness? The 40 Plus Fitness Podcast is here for you. I'm your host, Alan Meisner. I'm an NSAM certified personal trainer with a specialization in corrective exercise and fitness nutrition. Let me be your coach as you find your way on your health and fitness journey. All right, let's go. Hello, and welcome to the 40 Plus Fitness Podcast. I am so glad you're here. You may have noticed that we did not have a sponsor to start out this show. This show, I'm kind of in between sponsors. I am working on some. But I thought, maybe this was a good time to kind of slow it down and ask the question, why is Alan suddenly bringing on sponsors? Because I don't do that a lot. And particularly if you're new to listening to the show, you probably haven't heard of sponsors that much before because it hasn't been something that I do all the time. And I'm very, very selective about the sponsors that I do bring on and reach out to now, because I do want to make sure that it's a product that I can stand behind or a service that I can stand behind. I'm not just going to bring anybody. But I did want to take a moment to actually explain kind of why I'm bringing on some sponsors. Obviously, as you know, I was laid off, and this is kind of my full-time gig now, this and the personal training. And so I'm actually trying to make it all work together. And I don't know that everyone understands that it does cost money to actually do a podcast. You have to pay for the hosting of the media files. You have to pay for the hosting of your website. There's some general costs. I do pay to have someone do some audio production because they're so much better and so much more efficient at it than I am. I used to pay for someone to do the show notes, but I've stopped paying that to kind of cut back on some costs. So I am trying to keep the costs a little bit lower. But I can tell you that, the costs still kind of do run up. And if you actually look at it from a month-to-month perspective, it is a sizable amount of money that it can cost to run a podcast. And when I say sizable, I'm talking in realms of, electric bill kind of money. It's up there a little bit. So it's not something that is just trivial. There is some money behind it. And when I had the job, I didn't really think about it a whole lot. It was something I could easily absorb. But as I kind of now think of it as kind of a side to my business, I do want to make sure that I'm being responsible about how I'm managing this and making sure that this is something I can continue to do for the long term. So I don't have a sponsor for this show, but I am going to ask you to help me support the show. And there's a couple different ways that you can do that. The first and probably the best way is to actually become a part of my personal training. If you go to 40plusfitnesspodcast.com/train, you're going to see a page that's going to talk about online personal training and what it is. And there's a huge opportunity there for me to be really, really engaged in helping you get what you want, to help you get stronger, to help you to get fitter, to help you lose weight, whatever your health and fitness goals are. With the online personal training, I'm able to do that. And I'm able to do that because I can give you the programming. I can give you some advice on different things that you can do to lose the weight. We have weekly conference calls where I share health and fitness information. So it's almost like a whole nother podcast that you don't get if you're not a member. And you're able to actually ask questions after I present the information. So think about how cool it is to actually be a part of a podcast with me where we're talking about a health and fitness issue. And then you're able to actually ask questions. And then if I didn't talk about what you wanted me to talk about that week, well, you can ask me. We share wins, we share losses. We're all members of a group community that's private. It's not Facebook, so I'm not asking you to do that and get back on Facebook. It's really where I'm putting information out there to really help you meet your health and fitness goals. And I think from the perspective of if you really compared it to what it would cost to have personal training, you really can't match it. The pricing is the investment basically is really, really nominal, but it does help support this show. Additionally, also, if you go to any of the web pages, any of the show notes for this podcast, and so like for this podcast, it's 40plusfitnesspodcast.com/309. On that page, I'm going to have a link to Audrey Johns' book. You click that link, and buy that book. And maybe you don't want that book. That's fine. Click that link, and then Amazon, they're really cool. Amazon is a really cool company by helping us, folks like us, because what they're doing is they're saying, okay, Alan brought this person to Amazon, and then they're going to buy the things they're going to buy, but they wouldn't have necessarily been on our website if they hadn't clicked that link on Alan's site. So by clicking on the link for Audrey Johns' book, go ahead and buy the book. It's actually a great book. But if you don't buy the book, or buy the book and buy something else, maybe you need something else, everything you buy there, generally, they're going to give me a very small commission. It doesn't cost you a dime more, but that link is an affiliate link, and it does actually help support the show. It's not a big deal right now. It's not bringing in a ton of money for the show at this point. But if you really want to do something to help the show, either become a member of the 40 Plus Fitness Podcast personal training group, or you can go on and purchase things through the website. So anytime you need something from Amazon, come to our website first, find one of our links, click on the link, and then go buy what you need. Maybe the thing you click on is a book or something that you want to buy anyway, because again, I try to get the best guests, I try to get the best things on the website to help you on your health and fitness journey. So you can help support the show by either of those two things. And so that I didn't have a sponsor today, so I'm going to ask you to basically be the sponsor of this show by giving us either your affiliate commission through the Amazon link, or actually by becoming a member of 40 Plus Fitness Podcast personal training at 40plusfitnesspodcast.com/train. Now, our guest today is Audrey Johns, and it was a really cool conversation with her. If you don't know her, she lost 150 pounds, and then based on what she learned through that part of her health and fitness journey, she started a blog, Lose Weight by Eating, and that became very, very, very popular. And she published the book, Lose Weight by Eating. So this is another book, and we talk about this book. It's Lose Weight by Eating Detox Week. And if you've been on the podcast for a while or listened to podcasts for a while, you know I'm not a huge fan of detoxes, and we talk about that during this interview. So I really am looking forward to this. I hope you enjoy it. With no further ado, here's Audrey Johns. So Audrey, welcome to 40 Plus Fitness.
Hi, Alan. Thanks so much for having me.
So the book we're going to talk about today is Lose Weight by Eating, and it's Detox Week. So this is not your first book on kind of this topic material, but you're using a term, detox, which, in the industry, we kind of say, that word kind of pushes us a little bit into our uncomfortable zone, because it's usually kind of associated with take this pill or drink this nasty fluid and, wash yourself out, or, other extreme things. But by no means is this what you have going on with this plan. This is a whole food, get yourself healthy kind of detox.
Absolutely. It's more about filling your body up with really nutritious vegetables and foods that are going to keep you full and help raise your metabolism. And it's really funny that you brought up the whole detox word being such a negative connotation. I recently did the Rachel Ray show, and Rachel was teasing me about the word detox and how thrilled she was that, hey, you can eat all of this amazing food and you can lose weight, and you're actually going to be ridding your body of pesticides and extra unwanted fat. And so I'm really enthusiastic about showing people how you can lose weight by eating a lot of food. I mean, a lot, yes. Ellen, but it's all in what you eat.
Yes. And one of the things that you kind of put in the book was, to the extent possible, we want to make the best possible food choices. You're telling us what, and giving us, lots of recipes. I dog ear books when I see a recipe I like, and I there was no sense in this book, because pretty much every other page I was like, okay, once you've dog-eared like 5 or 6 pages in a row, there's no need to dog-ear. It's just just go there. But this is real food, and you talk about trying to get the highest quality food, and if you can get organic, but you don't have to. But it's kind of trying to move yourself in that direction of making better food choices, not just but the quality of what you're eating.
Absolutely. And what typically happens is people will start out with Detox Week. They'll go all natural. They'll remove all of the chemicals and processed foods and fake sugars out of their diet. And they'll feel so great after 1 week that they'll turn around and they'll go all organic after that. So I try to go all organic. I'm just getting less pesticides. I know I'm getting no GMOs. I know I'm getting a healthier version of the foods that are out there. But Of course, I completely understand that not everybody can afford that. So with Lose Weight by Eating, I'm trying to give you not just healthy food that's going to help you lose weight and help you feel better, but in a inexpensive way so that anybody can afford it, because weight loss and healthy eating should not be just for people who have big paychecks. It should be for everybody.
Yes. And, like I'll take a trip down to the farmer's market. It's kind of interesting. We got a freeze this weekend. And so the vegetables were very slim. So I was like, oh man, now I've got to go pay more attention, because when you're standing there talking to the person that's growing and picking the food, they can tell you how they treat the land. They can tell you how they treat the animals. And so you can have that conversation with them right there. It can be a little misleading in some of the stores otherwise, but taking the time and making sure that you're making good choices. I know one place there's been this thing out there, it's called the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. And those are the ones, if you have to make a choice between organic and inorganic, and I guess inorganic, but it's and non-organic, then you would you could use that as a guide to start getting yourself into the position where if it is a struggle financially, you can still do it.
Absolutely. And, since you brought up the difficulty in finding some of the produce, there is actually a lot of great frozen produce that you can pick up. And half the time, the organic is the same price. And you can get coupons even online from time to time. And what I love about frozen fruits and veggies is what they do is as soon as they pick it, they flash freeze it. So if you are in the middle of winter and you're looking for some summer fruits to work on one of the recipes out of the book, you can pick up something frozen. Of course, you're not going to be helping out your local farmer, which we really love, but you can still get the ingredients and you can pick them up and you'll get full nutrition out of them, because when they flash freeze them so quickly, you're still getting all the nutrition as you would if they were fresh from the farmer's market.
Yeah. So now you start the book out and there's 4 plans that we'll get into, but you start the book out with a 15 question quiz. Can you talk about the reason there's a quiz and what that's going to do for us?
Absolutely. Well, the way that Detox Week started, it's actually the first original plan, the 1-week plan. It has been on my website, loseweightbyeating.com, for a few years now. It's one of my most popular posts, and that's what inspired this cookbook. But when I set out to write this cookbook, I wanted to give people more than just one plan. I had pregnant and nursing moms asking me, hey, can I join in? I had people asking for a longer plan or an easier plan depending on their health issues. And so I wanted to give 4 plans. And with that, I needed to help people choose what plan will best suit them. So as you said, we're going to get into the plan, so I won't jump ahead too much, but I had to create a quiz so that if you look through the plans and you're just kind of stumped, like where should I start, the quiz will help you get ready for that. The quiz will give you an indication as to where you should start in this book.
Yeah, because I think, for a lot of people, when you sit there and you say something like lifestyle, they really have a hard time wrapping their head around that, because, they're thinking in terms of diet, which is I go on a diet and then I finish because I hit my weight goal and then I stop. But for others, that's a little overboard. That's a little scary when you start talking lifestyle or 3 months or even a month sometimes. So just getting them to go that first week, for many folks, just seeing how they feel after 1 week. So can you talk about the 4 plans and the kind of the pros and cons for individuals that would consider those plans?
Absolutely. The first plan, the original plan, is the Detox Week. It's a 7-day plan. And basically what it does is it starts you out with a smoothie and a salad and a healthy meal. It slowly eases you into 2 all smoothie days, but don't be worried. These are really big smoothies and you get snacks, and we want you really happy and full. And then it slowly eases you back into a more normal diet. And so it kind of helps to jumpstart your metabolism. It helps people get over plateaus. It's great if you're just looking to drop weight really quick before an event. This is the plan that I do right before I do a TV appearance. I do a 7-day detox week, and I feel amazing. My skin looks amazing. My hair glows, and I get rid of any bloat or any extra weight that I'm trying to shed. So that's a great place to start. For people who are looking for a longer plan, the Detox Month will give you a modified plan so that you go 1 week on the Detox Week and then 1 week on a different plan. and then back and forth and back and forth. And the different plan gives you essentially day one of detox week for an entire 7 days. So a smoothie, a salad, a meal, and 2 snacks. And so that's great if you want to continue the plan, but you don't want to shock your system too much. And then the 3-month plan is actually really fun. People have really loved it because you get a free day. So you get to go to your favorite restaurant and have a slice of chocolate cake or have a glass of wine. And the 3-month plan is great for somebody who's looking to drop, I would say about 30 pounds. It's really going to help jumpstart your metabolism, but it's going to be really easy and effortless to follow. And then the detox lifestyle is going to be for our pregnant and nursing moms, for people who are looking to maintain weight loss, for people who are diabetic or who have other health issues and they don't want to shock their system too much. It's just, you're going to have a smoothie, you're going to have a salad, a healthy detox meal, and 2 snacks a day. And for our pregnant and nursing moms, we do encourage a little bit more food as well. But the lifestyle is pretty much just a day-to-day after you've lost your weight, if you're looking to maintain, or if you're just looking for the easiest plan possible with the Lose Weight by Eating Detox Week plan.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the gist as I went through it is like, for that individual that says, I've got a wedding coming up or something and I'd like to drop anywhere from probably 7 to 10 pounds easy in a week. This can do that for someone, particularly someone who's been eating the standard American diet. Once you kind of go through this process of putting real food in your body, you feel full and satiated, but you also then are dropping the weight pretty quick. The other ones are going to be a little bit more stable over time. So as you get into them, they're more, I would say they're easier to maintain. And even though we're talking about going to the detox month or you go to the lifestyle to maintain, there might be a point where you would want to come back and do another detox week, like you said before you went on the show.
Absolutely. I pretty much live off of the detox lifestyle at this point. But, I've got some big TV appearances coming up, and I will end up doing the detox week beforehand just to trim down. It's really, like I said, it's really great for bloat. And it's also really good after you come back from vacation and you've eaten too much or, like I said, getting over a plateau. So it's really great to revisit the plans. And with the detox week and the lifestyle and all of the other plans, it's all about filling up your body with metabolism boosting food. So we never want you to feel like you're not getting enough food. It's always going to be a lot of food, just really high quality, very nutritious food.
And that's kind of where the smoothies come in. It's just your ability to take in a ton of fruits and vegetables that you wouldn't normally sit down and eat. You're not going to eat 5 ounces of kale, but you put it into a smoothie and it just seems to be something you, over the course of a meal time, you can sip and enjoy.
Absolutely. And I love to use different greens. So for somebody who's just starting out with green smoothies, I always recommend going with either field greens or with arugula, or my favorite is spinach, because spinach tastes like absolutely nothing. So for instance, I have a grown-up strawberry banana smoothie. I recently made it on my Facebook page on Facebook Live at Lose Weight by Eating with Audrey Johns, and your listeners can watch me make it and make it along with me. But I make it with spinach. And so you cannot taste the greens in it. All you're tasting is the fruit. And so you feel like you're splurging and you're having something yummy and that tastes even a little bit naughty, but it's essentially drinking an entire smoothie, drinking an entire salad. Yeah. And so you're getting all of these great greens that are going to boost your metabolism, and they're just going to make you feel amazing.
Absolutely. And the cool thing is you don't leave anything to chance. I mean, literally, if you get the cookbook, you can sit down and know what your meals are going to be for each week or each month or however you're going to go about this. And then the recipes in the back are going to kind of give you the things that you would want to cook and make. And some of them are non-cook, which is even better because it's just that much easier for you to get the nutrition. Is there anything else that you want to talk about the plans before we move on?
No, I think we've gone over the plans quite a bit. I would love to talk about the food because yes. I do love the recipes.
Yeah. And we'll definitely get there. We'll definitely get there because I love the recipes too. Like I said, dog ear. But before we get there, you said something earlier. The 3-month detox plan allows for that occasional free day, and in that you said go to a restaurant. And I know for a lot of folks when they go to a restaurant, they really kind of struggle to know how to make it. There's, okay, it's, family time or whatnot. Sometimes you just, things, particularly if you're going to look at a 3-month period of time, I don't know that there's a period of 3 months where there's not going to be some time that you're going to be with family eating or out at a restaurant or something like that, that's going to throw you off of being at home and doing your thing. So you can schedule a free day. But can you kind of give us some tips? If I'm going to go to a restaurant and eat out, what are some things that I can do to not sabotage the work I've been doing?
Absolutely. In the book, Alan, I've got 3 whole pages, a whole insert on what to eat when you go out to eat. Because, in our society, we love to go out to eat. This is something that we'd enjoy doing with friends and with family. And we never want to say, oh, I can't go out to eat. I'm on a detox plan right now. I mean, our friends would roll their eyes at us and our family would be very, very disappointed. So in these great tips, I go over how to plan out going out to eat and how to splurge in a healthy way. So for instance, I love to plan ahead of time. And with the internet, it's so easy. If you know where you're going, if you know what restaurant you're going to go to, you can go to their website, you can look at the menu and you can pick out a couple of different options that you think that you'll want that are going to be a healthier option. Obviously, you don't want to go for fried. You want to go for grilled when you're looking at chicken and different proteins. Obviously, salad is a healthy way to go, but I feel like if you're going to go out, you might as well splurge a little bit. And if you do go to, say, for instance, your favorite steakhouse or your favorite burger place, split it with somebody. Split the meal with somebody, get a side salad or an extra serving of vegetables and split it. Same thing with desserts. Have the dessert, enjoy yourself. Life is short, but split it with somebody. You don't need a full serving. I also really like to encourage people to fill up on their water. So as soon as you sit down, chug the water that they give you and ask for more and keep asking for more. Because the more full of water you are, the less you're going to overindulge and snack on the free chips and salsa or the bread that they bring. So fill up on the water. It will help boost your metabolism and it will also keep you full. And since I brought up the freebies, watch out for the freebies. The chips and salsa, go ahead and put, 5 to 10 tortilla chips on a plate, have as much salsa as you want, but stop yourself after a certain amount, or split a roll with somebody if you're at your favorite steakhouse and they have the best rolls ever. But I'd love to talk about what to eat, what to drink. So for instance, soda water is probably my favorite thing to order at a restaurant. And if they have one of the soda fountains, they probably have the little soda water tab. And so you can get unlimited soda water. I ask them to bring me some lemons and limes and I squeeze them in there. And then I feel like I'm overindulging and having nice, yummy soda, but I'm not having extra sugar or even worse, the fake sugars in the diet sodas that actually tell your body to hold on to fat.
Yeah.
When I go out to eat, I like to look for meals that are going to be 50% veggies. So say you go to a place and you get to pick 2 sides, pick 2 vegetable sides along with your protein. So in the book, not only are there going to be 130 amazing recipes for you to try out, I'm going to guide you through going out to eat because, like I said, life is too short. You should be able to go out to eat with your family and friends.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm a big fan, every once in a while, yes, go out and have a glass of wine. Enjoy yourself, enjoy that time with friends and family. You talked about splitting the meal with someone. Sometimes you can just split it with yourself. You order a steak and now sometimes the steaks will come out and they'll be 12, 16 ounces. And it's the cut you want. It's just they're serving you 4 portions or 3 portions. So I've sometimes just taken and I cut the steak, into 3 sections and I ask them for a takeaway bowl before they even leave the table. So they bring the steak out. I said, can you bring me a takeaway box? And I'll put the other 2 portions in that takeaway box, and that's my lunch for the next 2 days.
Absolutely. And it's a great way to save money, too. I mean, if you go out to a place and it's $25 for dinner, that kind of can be a little bit ouch, Yeah. But then when you think about, well, this is going to be lunch for 2 days, it's actually kind of a deal. Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. Saving half of it for later on is a great option, a great way to save money and to save calories.
Yes. So now the recipes, because that's really what this is all about. my wife is going to have the she doesn't know this yet, but she's going to have the feta and spinach omelet tomorrow for sure. I just have to go out to the grocery store and get some feta cheese today. But yeah, and the broccoli parmesan just looks like something that you could make a staple and pretty much have every week.
Absolutely. It's like taking chicken parmesan, but instead of covering chicken and don't worry, there is a chicken parmesan in the book as well. But instead of having the chicken covered with breadcrumbs and then sauce and then cheese, it's broccoli. And broccoli is so good for you. It's packed full of vitamin C, which a lot of people don't realize. It's just as good as a citrus fruit. So it's great if you're not feeling great, and it's also great for boosting metabolism. So yes, we love broccoli. We love it, especially covered in cheese and marinara sauce. So delicious.
And I think that's kind of the key here is that these are good quality foods. They're the right kind of foods that your body needs for building materials and energy. So you're going to have everything your body needs from a nutrition perspective, and it's going to taste great because the pictures and the recipes in here, they're just wonderful. I'm not going to ask you to pick your favorite baby, but if you wanted to make a couple recommendations in the book that you're pretty happy about, which ones would you say are the ones you would go for?
Well, funny story, Alan. My daughter today, before she left for school, she opened my book up and left it open for me to the chicken, apple, and brie quesadillas. So my 8-year-old just loves it, loves these brie quesadillas. They're fantastic. So I'll be having that tonight. I also love the spinach and goat cheese chicken sandwiches, which are a take on the smash burger chicken sandwiches. So I've made them healthy. I pair them with garlic French fries, and the entire meal is just 380 or 398 calories. So it leaves me with a little bit of extra room for a dessert. And it's kind of funny, my dessert chapter is the longest chapter in the book.
As it should be.
Right. The strawberry banana bonbons are probably my favorite in the dessert chapter. And I also made those recently on a Facebook Live at Lose Weight by Eating with Audrey Johns on Facebook. But you can have 2 pieces for just 114 calories. So healthy bonbons, yes, please.
There you go. Yeah.
Lots of yummy foods and lots of chocolate in this book, and lots of the items you feel like you can't have, like a chicken parmesan or French fries, or even my fajita recipe is just fantastic. And there's pasta in here as well. Because I'm an Italian gal, I've got to have my pasta. So none of the fake weird pasta, which I am not opposed to, using a spiralizer, but I want people to feel like it's really accessible, and I don't want to freak them out with really strange ingredients. So all of the ingredients here are things that you want to eat, the pastas, and there's even a grilled cheese sandwich in here on real bread, but I make it in a healthy way so that you can feel like you're overindulging, but what you're really doing is tricking your taste buds into eating something really, really healthy.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the point is you've substituted a lot of the things that would be junk food for us, and you've made them healthy because of the ingredients that we're using to make those.
Absolutely. And there are lots, like I said, with the smash burger item, I also have a chicken and rice and black bean burrito bowl, which I think I'm going to be making for lunch today. So I try to pinpoint some of my favorite takeout or fast food items and make them in a healthy new way here in the book, because I don't want to take away the things people are craving. I just want to give it to them in a new way, in a way that, like you said, is a healthier way.
Yes. So the book is Lose Weight by Eating, Detox Week. This time detox is just because we're getting good quality food and not a shake or something that's going to cause us gastric distress. But it is something that's that's manageable for anybody because you've put the 4 different plans in there. So Audrey, if someone wanted to get in touch with you, I know you just listed a website and a Facebook, if you could repeat those, or anywhere else that you'd like for me to send them or to learn more about the book.
Absolutely. Well, the best places to go would be to check me out at loseweightbyeating.com. You can grab a copy of the book there, and you can also check out the first and original Detox Week plan, along with over 350 of my other recipes. On my Facebook page is a great place. I am the only person who comments on there, so if you leave a comment, I am the one who will be personally responding to you. That's at Lose Weight by Eating with Audrey Johns. And I'll be doing another Facebook Live tomorrow. So maybe I'll have to do one of the ones we've talked about today, one of the recipes. But I try to be there for people to ask questions every single week on my Facebook Lives.
Outstanding. So Audrey, thank you so much for being a part of the 40 Plus Fitness podcast.
Thank you, Alan. It's been wonderful being on the show.
All right. That was a pretty good interview. I really did enjoy that interview. I hope you did too. Hope you learned something and have something that you can take away from that. And well, first question is, I'm really curious how many folks actually stick around till the very end. I know I play that little blip off music to let you know that the interview is over, and I'm really curious how many folks stick around to see who next week's guest is going to be. If you do that on a regular basis, or even if you don't, you're doing it now, send me an email, alan@40plusfitnesspodcast.com. I've got a special gift I want to send you just for sticking around and kind of being that super fan that's here with me all the way to the end. So I really do appreciate that. Email me at alan@40plusfitnesspodcast.com, and I'm going to send you a special gift. So again, send me that email and I will send you the information about your special gift. Next time on the 40 Plus Fitness Podcast, we meet Thomas Moore and discuss his book, Ageless Soul. Until then, have a happy and healthy day.